So I'm live on Twitch and YouTube Live today. Obviously, I hope you join me on YouTube Live, but if you want to join me on both, knock yourself out. I do this every Monday. I do both because I don't want to give up the Twitch channel yet. But I'm not getting the growth on it that I am obviously on YouTube Live. I mean, I broke 9,000 subscribers and about 8,600 since November. So a lot. I'm also very close to 3,000. I'm at 2,973 hours of the 4,000 I need. So I'm getting there 40 a day or so, somewhere around there. So there you go. I have my fan on. If the fan is bothering you, let me know. But it's 75 degrees out already. It's noon. That is insane. Insane in the membranous part. You know what I'm saying? Let me fix this real quick. Hit a no on that. Hit a YouTube and a Twitch on that. All right. Even though they don't like tags, I always punch some of them in. I'm always like, you know what? Is it going to hurt anybody? Will I be hurt? Will I be hurt by this? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe I'll be hurt at all. So I am going to get some writing in today, though. That is a definite. I don't know what, though. That's the problem. There are 3 things pulled up right now. Lawrence says, so what are you up to today, Armand? Well, welcome in. I am, I don't know. I want to do some editing. I now have 3 books piling up that need to be edited. So I want to at least work on one of those. And if I do like 5 chapters or something just to get it done. I got to figure out which one it is now, though. This is the one I have to do. Then this is the next book in that series. These are some books to read. So I have about 10,000 of these clips. My wife puts them every time she prints books for me. She puts those, which is just insane. I am working on in the Southern Gothic Noir. I am working on chapter 19. I just started it, and I am 32,198 words into it. I figure I am aiming for 80 to 90,000 words on this one. I use those clips on everything, even to seal potato chip bags. My wife, the cool part about her job, 20 years now, she's been a commercial property manager. So once a year, she goes to the called BOMA, and it's builders something, thing. And she 32,198. Lorraine, don't lose 100 words on me. And she gets those bag clips, and every company, they give them away, all the vendors, and she'll have vendors that will come to our office. And so literally we have the side of the refrigerator from the counter up is just, there's got to be like 50 of them. And we just love those clips. You know what, Lorraine? You said you're sorry. I'll forgive you. And we love those. We have those chip clips on everything. Like you open the freezers. We went through Saturday. Like, you know what? Let's go through these freezers. We got a big deep freezer. We got a refrigerator in the garage. We got a refrigerator, obviously, in our living room, I was going to say, in our kitchen. So 3 freezers. So let's go through them and let's get rid of anything that's old, and let's kind of figure out what we even have. because there's stuff that I'm like, I don't even remember this. And I put on my list like, oh, I need ravioli. And she's like, there's 2 bags of ravioli down here. I don't even know. Oh, we found some some hamburger meat. We found like 3 packs that are still good, you know. So we went through, and it's funny because in the refrigerator, in the freezer, in the kitchen, there's about 7 bags in there that, you know, waffle fries and tater tots and stuff like that that have been opened and we've used, but not the whole bag. So now we have those chip clips on everything, and still have 10,000. And if she goes to anything, then she'll I'm sure she'll get more. She always gets them because they do like that. Like all the vendors, you know, for all the builders are there, and they're giving away tons of stuff. So she'll come back with like 3 and 4 giant bags filled with this random like stuff. She's like, "Oh, do you need little mini flashlights? I have 10,000 more pens. Do you need? We got chip clips, you know." And she gives a lot of that stuff away. She put some of that stuff in the MondoCon bags when people are here as well. But most of it is you know, we use, which is nice. That's too much to keep up with. I can't keep up with what's in one fridge. The problem is, and we're not like, hey, let's go every week and buy food. So my wife is like, I just need to have a ton of food in the house, you know. And so I think like her grandmother or something, she had this. Her grandmother had like a rule, like you have to have like 13 of everything in the house, or like, oh, we used 2 cans of carrots and now we're down to 11. We got to buy 2 more, kind of thing. That's a bit too much. My wife also is like my dad was, and everything in the pantry has to be lined up like that movie. Everything has to be turn facing, neat, organized. You know where everything is. But again, I'm cooking my lunches every day, and I cook my own dinner three nights, and then my wife's home, you know, for 3 nights that she'll cook dinner, and then Saturday we're together. So we eat out once or twice a week, but and we're really not breakfast people, except for coffee. So for me, it's all those. It's, you know, we're cooking like 12 meals a week in the house, and you got to have some different things. So that's kind of the that's why the deep freezer we got because we needed it, and I've always lived with one. We're like, we'll just put all the meat in that one. And then one of the tenants had moved out a few years ago from one of her buildings, and they left the refrigerator, brand new refrigerator. So she's like, you know what? Let's grab it, throw it on the back of the pickup truck, and I'm going to take this. And her boss has had no problem with it, and that's been in the garage for years now. Lorraine says, especially since I don't like to cook, spoilage happens. It's inevitable around here. Even with us eating so much, we still find we were finding stuff like, oh, there's a pack of meat that's been on the bottom of the deep freezer, and it's like from 22. So yeah, that's like 4 years old. Let's get rid of that. My house is like, come on, Lorraine, there's nothing to eat in this fridge. Chad says, look at that, Lorraine beat us here. Ladies first, exactly. Lorraine would just sit and she was just waiting. Like, as soon as she saw it, boom, she's in. I got a couple things to bring up today, Chad, musically, but I want to hold off until Frank gets here. Hopefully Frank will be in, because there's a couple things that I want to mention. But yeah, so we cleaned out the freezers and got rid of a lot of stuff. I mean, we got rid of a lot of food that was not good anymore. I was like, yeah. Plus we found, I'm like, oh, so you keep buying bags of shrimp for me, which is awesome, except I have like 6 of them down here. So maybe when you go food shopping, don't buy shrimp. So we'll do like once a month. We just do like a giant order. Occasionally, maybe twice a year, we'll go to like Costco or Sam's Club, something like that, and we'll just buy a ton of stuff. But the problem is when COVID hit, we started just ordering from like Walmart. And so we would just drive and you just park in, spot number 3 and then text them that you're here. And then Teddy, that was the guy, Teddy would come out. We'd pop the back of the, at that point, I think we had the Explorer, and he would just put all our bags in the back. We'd thank you, Teddy, and then we would go home. Lorraine says, Armand, my favorite line of yours, actually after "Good day, sir," was, "Where in the hell is Frank?" Right? And where in the hell is Frank? Come on, Frank. Ches has got the first draft done of Picasso Trigger this morning. 33,000 words, already started the second draft. Nice. Keep it going. Keep it going. And so then we decided, even after COVID, my wife's like, I don't have time to go food shopping. We're just going to order and I'll go pick it up. But then my meds, because I'm an old man, and my wife's meds, I'm not saying anything, and then her mom and her aunt, all of our various pills come from Walmart pharmacy. So they have the free delivery thing. And she's like, wait a minute, I can also order food and they'll deliver the pills for free and the food for free. So she's been doing that for years now. And Sunday, she was like, I'm going to go to the store because I have gift cards and I want to just use these gift cards. I was like, you know what? That's fine. So she went food shopping and we basically refilled all 3 freezers now. Lorraine says, another great title. Chad says, got distracted by the Harley Flanagan documentary, free on YouTube, and watched that in celebration. Do you remember the name of that one? I believe I've seen it, but I might be wrong. Unless it's is it a brand new one? Not my title, Lorraine. It's for that bad movie novelization. I actually hate the title. Oh, did you watch Harley Flanagan Wired for Chaos? Yep. I have not seen that. What was it on? It was on Tubi? On YouTube. I can't sit and watch something on YouTube for 2 hours. It says where to watch. It says Tubi. We'll have to remember that. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look that up with my eyes. Right before I came on, I was singing a song, but I decided, I'll wait till I'm done. I get this song out of my head singing it. And then, because then I don't want, even though I just made up the song on the spot, I don't want YouTube to go, you're a phenomenal singer. We don't want, that might be copyrighted. Where it says, oh, crud, well, I like it. It's just vague and artsy enough to get my attention. And probably the best part of that entire movie, I'm going to guess. There's a weird lonely girl walking around out there. And she got these giant headphones on. I mean, like, they're like this big. And like it's like the headphones come out like here, and then it comes like up to here. Like, what are you wearing? It looks like you're in a Mel Brooks comedy. And she's just, it's 74 degrees out. She's walking around with a sweatshirt on and jeans, and she just keeps circling the block. And she looks young. I mean, there's no way she's not in her teens, and she looks just very sad. She's just walking, whatever she's listening. Maybe it's what she's listening to. Maybe she's like all crying because the Taylor Swift song or something. I don't know. Where it says, but I'm biased towards something with the name of an artist on it. There you go. So when my book Monet and Lisa Bonet comes out next year, you're going to love that one. Chester says Rollins and Bad Brains and Bourdain and Ian MacKaye, Keith Morris, Danzig, and others. Yeah, I know who Ian MacKaye and Keith Morris is. Unless you just copied and pasted that. That's his interest. I know they had like, what is it, like American Hardcore or something like that. I know I've seen that one from a few years ago with Harley in it. I'll tell you, my favorite Harley Flanagan story is walking into the bathroom at City Gardens in Trenton, New Jersey, and Harley was beating some guy. I mean, bad, like beating him on the ground, beating him, and I was like, "All right, I don't have to go to the bathroom." Chester, the doc even had Jocko, military podcast guy, and the girl in the well from Silence of the Lambs. She's an old punk rocker who has been friends with Harley since the 80s. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll have to. I'll have to watch that. If I can't find it on Tubi, then I will. I'll have to sit. Well, I'll just put YouTube on my television. There you go. That makes more sense. Wasn't sure if you knew who Keith or how dare you? How effing dare you? I've met Ian MacKaye a couple times because of Dave Whitty, the drummer who plays in Municipal Waste now, but played in about 10,000 other bands. Dave moved up to Virginia many, many years ago. Played with in a lot of hardcore bands and stuff. I think he played with Ian in something. Let me look that up. Dave Whitty. Dave's got his own Wikipedia page. He's known for his work in numerous extreme metal or hardcore punk bands, including Municipal Waste, Melt Banana, Discordance, Axis, Black Army Jacket, Birds of Prey, Burnt by the Sun, and Deny the Cross, among others. He has also played as a session drummer for many other acts. Burnt by the Sun is Teddy Patterson, my friend. He played bass for them as well. He relocated to Richmond, Virginia, to join Municipal Waste. And Human Remains was his first band. Man, I love those guys. That's funny. Yeah, so he's been in a lot of. He's also in Brain Tentacles. I don't know who that is. What in the world does Ian have to do with Munis Waste? They're like a big beer drinking band. Yeah, but Dave Whitty was the tie-in was Dave Whitty and Ian MacKaye were friends. So whenever I was hanging around with Dave, I would meet Ian. That's the connection. It's people. Connection is always people, Chad. Don't you forget that. Ches is a good friend of mine, was the manager of Melt Banana for years. I think he recorded some stuff with them too. There you go. And he said he's toured with Melt Banana for 4 years. Keith in the house. And everybody's saying hi back to each other. That's nice. Oh, on his off time from recording and touring, Whitty works in the kitchen of a catering company. Since 2017, he runs, together with his girlfriend, a vegan food truck. He is also a self-proclaimed beer lover, with Belgian beers being his favorite. He also finished his first triathlon in 2003. The things you learn about people. Yeah, dude, this dude has played in, I don't know, 4,000 bands and recorded tons of. He's done a lot of session work. There you go. Dave Whitty, ladies and gentlemen. Good guy. Speed up an issue. I can't say that. Municipal Waste. They're big Accused fans and had Blaine sing on a song from their last album. It's all the circle of life. You know what I'm saying? It's all the circle of life. Oh, the European Book Club wants me to give them money. Just constant. Quota reached. Yep. Now you would just got to mix in a Lansdale quote from you, and I think we're good. I think we've had a good Monday. I went to the library today, picked up a new book. I picked up that other David Joy book, and I dropped off a single shot from Matthew F. Jones, that book. Switched them out. And my wife's like, oh, did you have any problems? Because I always seem to have problems. There's always some conflict for me. Somebody's always talking to me or saying something dumb, whatever. I'm like, nothing. Literally, I went there, walked in, put my book in the bin, walked over, grabbed my book, scanned it, walked out. Nobody looked at me. Nobody talked to me. It's insane. I'm like, I'll go out later after YouTube Live and see if anybody wants to fight me. I'm at the very end of this Colleen Hoover book, got like 40 plus pages left. Is it a, what would you call it? Would you call it women's fiction? Would you call it romance? Would you call it a tragedy? Is this one of the ones where the guy beats her up all the time? Is it one of those books? You should wear a GoPro for when you go to the library. You know what? If I could figure that out, but then there would be evidence of people fighting with me. My favorite interaction with anybody was when I went to Clark Brothers for lunch. And I'm just sitting there. I was waiting for a guy to show up for lunch. I'm just sitting there, just staring off in space, and this little African American girl was standing at the pouring herself a drink, and she kept looking over at me. And finally, I just looked up at her. I'm thinking, what are you staring at? You know? And she says, "Why are you so sad, baby?" I laughed. I said, "I'm not sad. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for somebody." She's like, "Smile. You probably got a pretty smile." I'm like, "You know what? I actually am smiling. Thank you." She's like, "You have a good day, baby." I said, You too. And I went home, told my wife, and she's like, "I will beat that." She's like, "Yeah, whatever." Lloyd says, "Which one is it? The one with the semi-deaf guy with a guitar?" That's not a good elevator pitch that makes me want to read a book. Chad says, "Tragedy romance, I guess. It's really good and a great example of how to hook a reader." I've not read any of her stuff. I have, I think, one of her books that my daughter recommended and gave me, but I have not read it yet. At some point, it's called Reminders of Him, about the chick who goes to prison for manslaughter. It does sound like a romance. I have Confess by Colleen Hoover on my bookshelf. No idea. My daughter said it was good. Just haven't gotten around to it. I like her writing fine, but not her theme about cheating. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Chad says there's no cheating here. What about the book do you read in, though, Chad? We weren't asking for your personal life. Somebody had sent me a message, a writer. Oh, just so you know, my ninth book in my series is going to be free on like tomorrow or whatever. I'm thinking ninth book. So I look it up, and he has like 15 books in this series. and he's just giving away the ninth one for free. Then none of them are on Kindle Unlimited, and they're all like the first one is $2.99, and then $3.99, $3.99, $4.99, $4.99, and he keeps going up. And like, by the time you hit that, those books are like $9.99 for like the last 4 books or 5 books of that series. Like, man, you are comfortable thinking you're hooking people enough that they're going to end up paying $10 for your ebook. I guess you are, because your ratings are your ranking was good. I'm like, why would I buy the 9th book? I'm not going to buy the previous 8 then to read this one. And it's a series. It's a thriller series, so you have to figure it out. Lorraine says, that's good. The one I read tried to make it okay. It's not okay. Chess says, her prose is nothing special. It's very straightforward and as basic as it gets, but the story she's created is entertaining, which is what you're looking for, right? Chess says, I just got an email this morning that Jay Thorne has the first in a new series coming out. Really? Where the hell's that guy been? Jay Thorne. Right, says, you're right. It's writing that gets the job done. She's not a go-to for a literary take on the world. Right, and I don't think anybody is going to confuse her with that. So, you know what? She's definitely staying in her lane. She seems like she's a very nice person from my very small interaction with her. I didn't even stop on the way home and to Dunkin' and get coffee or anything. I was just like, I just want to get home. The heck is Frank? I should probably start writing, right? This is kind of why we do this. Maybe I'll do some editing. Maybe I'll get some editing in. Let me find this book. Pull up my copy in the me and Tom folder. That's original. And this book's been done for 8 months. Ches says, I keep in touch with Jay. He stopped writing for various different things these past few years. I reach out and see if he's coming back. Jay's problem is, I don't think I need to tell you this, he's all over the place. He's got 4,000 ideas all the time. I'm like, dude, just I don't know, just hit something. I think I'm going to do I think that's right. Yeah, that's a typo, probably from Tom. I know I don't. Keith says, somebody says, how much time do you let pass in between finished book and round of edits? Ideally, I'm like, I want to give it a week, but this has literally been done for like 2 months or longer, maybe. Well, let me see. It's been finished. So it's 8 months ago this book was finished. So actually, it's been 8 months since I touched this. But I had to wait for beta readers. Then I had to wait for the editor. And this is book 2 of the Black trilogy, whatever we're calling it. And this comes out in April. Comes out next month. And so I got to finish the edits and then give it to Tom and say, here, format this. This is the date it comes out, and done. And then I got to do the third one. And then the first book in the next trilogy, the White Trilogy, that's already done. I just got to go through and do last edits. So I got three books for me and Tom here that that need to get final pass. Chet says, yeah, he's got that entrepreneurial mindset. Yeah, but dude, finish something. I love the guy, but every time I talk to him, he's got some brand new thing he's doing. I'm like, all right, man, just, I don't know, finish what you started. He's like, oh, I need, I'm going to do an interview with you for something or other, but then I'm going to just abandon it. Like, well, that's not really good. I think he gets bored. Oh, it's not. Everybody but the editor. So it's supposed to be big, full lips and excellent childbearing hips. But it got through 5 beta readers that it says big, dull lips. At first, I'm like, why did Tom write dull lips? Just ideally, 3 months is supposed to be the hot spot, which I think is what King does. But I never have the patience for that. That being said, it was 2 years between the first and second drafts of Avon One. Yeah. I mean, it really, I don't really think about it. I just finish a book and then I don't immediately start going through it again. I push it off to the side. And when I'm co-writing with somebody, I'm kind of doing an edit on his stuff chapters, and he's doing an edit on my stuff chapters. Nothing major, nothing rewriting stuff, just kind of checking. So there's not a ton of problems with it, I'll say. Key says I do at least 2 months in between drafts. It also depends on what other things I'm writing. If I have other books, if I have a deadline, if I'm working on a lot of short stories at the moment, who's available to you know, once I get that second draft in, who's available to read it. Lorraine says I'm too impatient to wait more than a week. Yeah. I used to do that. I used to be like, all right, it's Monday. Boom, I finish this book. Tuesday, I jump in for the next draft. And I'm like, you mentally, I need some distance. And I think writing so many different things, that also helps. So I'm just going to do 5 chapters today. I always say that, and then I do like 30. But at least if I can get 5 chapters done, I'll feel better. I'm already on chapter 3. Already on chapter 3. Yeah, we can take that word out. I'm comfortable with that. Comfortable with that too. He says you want to forget about it to have fresh eyes. Exactly. You want to start reading it. For me, I want to start reading it as like I'm just reading a book that I want to read. But it's not so far away that I'm like, I don't even remember what the hell this even is. So I'm like, you know what? I still remember it. I know I wrote this thing. Let's see if it holds up. Me and Tom also say gonna a lot in our stories. Gonna and ain't. I'm fine with this. All right, says I get it, Keith. I just can't do it. Chad says I feel like with some books it'd be a bad idea to let time lapse. Imagine trying to write the second draft to House of Leaves. You'd be so confused. Yeah, I try not to push it too far. As long as I can get my second draft in, and then I'm just like, I'm done. I don't do 3, 4, 5, 90 drafts of stuff. Like it is what it is. I write a pretty clean first draft. Second draft, I kind of pump it up a little bit, and then I send it off to the beta readers, and then I send it off to the editor. As I know I would, I can't remember what I ate yesterday. I made myself a hot roast beef sandwich yesterday. And it was delicious. Chad says, you ate quiche yesterday, Lorraine, just like every day. I see what you did there, Chad. I see what you did. And I said I was going to do 5. I'm on 6 now. All right, I'll do 7. Like every chapter, it's not a typo or anything. It's just a word usage she's questioning, which is fine. She's the one with the college degree, not me. All right. Lorraine says, quiche Lorraine, I've only had it once and I can't remember if I liked it. I enjoy a clever twist on my name or anything positive attached to my name, period. Food wins. Yes, food does win. I'm going to do 10 at page, 10 chapters. All right, 8 and 9 were great, perfect. I probably wrote those two. So was 10. So no notes. It's time to change this garbage bag. All right, I do need to let me save this. Where the heck is Frank? All right, let's work on the. There's Charlie. Charlie, I think you got a new story up. I haven't read it yet though. It's very busy going to libraries today. Got 9,088 subscribers, and I'm at 2,973. So I am at, I need 1,027 hours. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Chaz says Frank's a vampire, so you can't just walk in. He has to hear you say, "Where the heck is Frank?" Verse. I've said it like 6 times. Let's go, Frank. Nick's in the house. Hello, Dead Sexy. Hello, Nick. I'll be shoveling while you chat. Shoveling? What did you get? Some snow last night? This is ridiculous. It's March. I get 75 degrees out right now. Insane in a good way. I was just watching a video from about a month ago where Armand had just under 6K. Yeah, since November, this has been flying. I'm averaging almost 100 subscribers a day at this point, which is nice. Although yesterday I think it was like 60. But like 50 hours yesterday. So I can average 40 hours Monday through Friday and 20 hours Saturday and Sunday. That's kind of what my average has been. According to my wife, she crunched the numbers. So I'm getting like 240 a week. So by this rate, in about a month, which she's right, she's like middle of April, I should hopefully be there. And it's all because of you people watching and then watching and then watching and then just continuing to watch. So I appreciate that. Put up a couple of new videos this weekend. I did the book review of A Single Shot. And then yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch the movie and it's free. And I could actually watch it. So I did. Jesus. Can I share this picture, Nick? Or is this a no, do not share it? And she's too far away. I can't see. You know, I like how you take a picture of her. She's so far away, like you can't really see if it's anybody. That just looks like you, Nick. Nice try. Chad asks, shoveling dirt. Keith says, every day I'm shoveling. Still snow. Sure. Of course, you can't see her all that well. There's Nick's girlfriend shoveling snow all the way back there. It looks photoshopped. I'm going to be honest with you. It just looks like he found some girl online and he photoshopped her into the photo. So, but anyway, it looks like they got a lot of snow. That is insane. Maybe that's what Frank's doing right now, shoveling snow. I know his animal kids ain't going to help. It says the rain is messing with my Wi-Fi, and this live stream keeps glitching like crazy. Well, that's not good. Yeah, we had some rain last night. Not a lot. Could be a squat shoveling. Could be. Yeah, is that the girlfriend? Chad wants to know. Oh, Nick saw Lorraine saw Nick now, and she says hi. Just we had crazy insane wind here the last few days. It took out a giant tree in Mallerman's yard. Wow. Lorraine says, Charlie, I'm behind on reading your work. I'll try to get up to speed ASAP. I just say, when I say, oh, Charlie wrote a story, I don't delete the email. But then the problem is then it gets buried under 100 book clubs trying to steal my money. I think it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to rain again today at some point. Troy says, no worries. I mean, that's not what he said to me. He's like, is Lorraine ever going to read my stuff again, or should I say something? I'm like, no, don't attack her. Just leave her alone. She's a lady. He's like, she's really close to getting a giraffe head put in her bed. Like, don't do that to the giraffe. That's not nice for the giraffe. I'm looking at it now because I'm doing I'm like, what happened to the time thing? Oh, it's over here again. So confusing. For now, I'm going to continue to do the Twitch because people do pop in. I'm like, nobody. Everybody talked on YouTube, which is great. I want everybody here on YouTube Live. But then I'm like, nobody. And then I get my Twitch thing, and it's like 10 people popped in and out. Try says you're supposed to keep that between. I forgot. My bad. Everybody ignore what Charlie is going to do if Lorraine doesn't read his stories. I probably just gave him another idea for a story. Lorraine says, I stepped away for a second. That was directed to me. He was saying mean things, Lorraine, because you didn't read his stories yet. But I calmed him down. We're all good. Everybody's good. I'm just gonna have some more coffee. Some more cinnamon roll flavored coffee. It's pretty good. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Somebody got me on my coffee video the other day because they were like, "You didn't explain the coffee at all. I don't know what Nantucket blend tastes like." And I want to say tastes like Nantucket, but I didn't. I was like, you know what? Oh, okay. I was like, you know what? My bad. I'll give more information from now on. I feel like I ruined that girl's day by not telling her what Nantucket blend tasted like. Where it says, "Who I was worried I had said something I didn't know I said." No, Larry, no, not you. What is this spam message? I'm sure. Yep. Eileen is sending a message. She wants to know if Shelly is still owns this property and she's willing to sell. Guess what, Eileen? Come on, Eileen. I had to. Nick says, question, a la Crystal Lake. I submitted a story for their monthly Patreon. The reply said it was for the November, yada, yada, yada. Are they that far ahead, or was it a copy and paste error? More than likely a copy and paste error. What'd you do for the new, for the new one? Yeah, it was probably just a copy and paste error. They're not that far ahead. I think they're maybe a month ahead. So we're doing March. So it's like April probably. If you did the one for the April contest, I don't know. I don't think I can win twice in a year, so I should be writing them anyway, just to send them in and have something to write. But I just haven't had anything. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea so far. So far, I'm like, nah. Yesterday, I what did I make? Oh, I had hot roast beef sandwich, and then today, the other half of the loaf of bread I made. I warmed up some ham and some melted some cheese on it, and I had half a other half a sandwich. Last night I made sausages in hot dog buns for dinner and waffle fries. I do love some waffle fries. I don't know what your feeling is on waffle fries. For me, they're delicious. I love some waffle fries. Good, because you're the expert. You are the expert, not you're the expert. Oh, so when I typed that, it went to both. Charlie, definitely pro waffle fry. I do like a good steak fry, but I would take a waffle fry over a steak fry. I am not a fan of those thin fries. Like, what is that place? I don't know if you guys have them. Steak and Shake. It's like an old 50s throwback kind of place with thin burgers and milkshakes, but their fries are those pencil thin French fries. I am not a fan of those. You can't beat a McDonald's fry though. You know what I'm saying? Chad says has steak and shake. So if you've ever eaten there, I don't know what you hippies up there do, but if you have ever eaten there, I'm not a fan of their fries. The problem is I don't even like most fries. I'm like, meh, fries. Yeah, fries. Tries to like sweet potato fries more than waffles. I'm not a big fan of sweet potato fries. I don't know why. I don't hate them, but I'm just not. I would never pick them. I'm gonna tell you what my wife goes nuts for anytime we go anywhere. If they have tater tots, my wife loves tater tots. I'm also a fan of tater tots. Maybe not as in love with them as my wife is, but I do enjoy them. But I don't like tater tots. Don't put anything on it. You know what I'm saying? Just make some tater tots. I make the tater tots in the air fryer. They're delicious. Chaz says the contract for my novella In the Dark Tides I did with CLP is up in August, so I'm releasing my novella as a standalone, but I'm going to completely revise it and add to it. That's a good thing. Yeah, keep that stuff out there, and you actually making money. Nick says, "Hear me out. Adding cheese to fries. Oh, you add cheese to everything. I can't go by you. I like some cheese fries. If we go out somewhere and we'll get, I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up on disco fries. I'll put some cheese on it, maybe a little bit, some bacon bits, some crushed up bacon on it. But normally I'm just like, I just want fries. And when I get like McDonald's fries, or even when I was eating the waffle fries, I was like, what little things of barbecue sauce do I have in there? Oh, I have a barbecue sauce from I'm trying to think of where. I think it might have been like an old Burger King one in the fridge. I'm like, I'm just going to use this. Dip my fries in barbecue sauce. Lorraine says, one day when the humanity looks back on our work, they won't find our books. Instead, they will have this live stream to clue them into the humanity that was. And then the humanity then is going to go, oh my God, these were barbaric, uncivilized people. How did they last as long as they did? This is the peak. This is the epitome. They're like, we don't even know what waffle fries are. Waffle fries have been banned for 2,000 years. I read a thing that said if we go to Mars, like let's say we go and we build a thing on Mars, and babies are born there, they will never be able to come to Earth because of the different gravity pull. They basically wouldn't be, their legs would break or some weird thing like that. And by the same token, us going to Mars would be a huge thing. So I don't know. I keep saying to my wife, "Hey, if we got a chance to go to Mars, let's go." What are we going to lose? Nothing. Let's go to Mars. She's like, "I am not going. I will not go to Mars with you. We will have to get divorced, and you will go to Mars by yourself." I'm like, then fine. I'm going to be a bachelor. I'm going to go to Mars. I'm going to be a bachelor, and all the Martian women are going to love me. Chad says, I told Meinhardt about my plans and gave him first dibs before I released it myself, as long as it could come out this year, but doesn't think he can make it happen before 2027. You're probably better off releasing it yourself. It's not like they're going to do much more than you can do. Nick says, when Steak and Shake becomes our overlord years from now, then this stream will be the new gospel. No, it won't be. And then my whole family tree will be wiped out because I was talking crap about their French fries. I'm going to tell you, though, they have some excellent milkshakes. Excellent milkshakes. Excellent. Now I want a milkshake. Now I want a milkshake, but I know that the closest place is McDonald's, and you know their machine is down. You know it. What is this? Southern Souls, A Haunting Story. They're always trying to get me to buy stuff. Prepare to be swept off your feet into a spine-tingling, spooky tale wrapped in a steamy romance. Southern Souls is impossible to resist. So it's a paranormal romance. They move into a colonial mansion in the heart of the Low Country. I'm not really into the romance part of it. That's the problem. Sarah Lauer Nakawatasi. Nakawatasi. Chad says, yeah, my thoughts too about the novella release, but Joe is a good guy who I respect, so I want to give him first dibs. I'm not going to say anything else. Charlie said, that does sound hard to resist. Well, then buy the damn thing, Charlie. I'm sorry. Sorry for yelling at you. I don't even know if it's even out yet. I don't want it. I don't want it because I have 5 billion other books to read. I got 4 books sitting right here. I still haven't even put on the pile because I know when I go in there, put these on the pile, my wife's going to be like, enough already. Like, I didn't buy any of these. These are free books. I still have a book. I gotta do an unboxing today. I'm supposed to get like 3 more books. Some I don't even remember who. Macmillan, one of them was like, we're gonna send you these 3 books right up your alley. I'm like, all right, send them along. I'll get to them when I get to them. I'll tell you what I would love to be like, you know what? I'm not getting out of bed today. I'm going to literally lay here and I'm just going to read all day. And I'm going to get up to go to the bathroom and I'm going to get up to get a cup of coffee. And that's it. Armand, did we completely discourage Pete yesterday or what? Me and Chad were on a private StreamYard with Peter Marsh. And he's a newer author. He's been on here a few times. And he asked a lot of questions about publishing and publishers and everything. And me and Chad, unfortunately, we told it like it is. How this is an awful business, and you've got to have your head examined why we're doing this. And I don't think we discouraged him. I think we maybe hopefully smacked him with some reality. Like that would be better. You know, I'd like to think that next Sunday we're going to get on and be like, yeah, I'm not writing anymore. You know, maybe he'll be the one to break out and make billions of dollars doing this. Tell you what, I keep not wanting them to. They keep wanting to send me political thrillers, and I'm like, I don't like those. I'm not a fan. For instance, our Steak and Shake closed out 2 years ago. You're not missing much except for the milkshakes. Chet says we've terrified him like our parents did in the very early 80s, thinking we were always going to get kidnapped. Yeah. Our parents basically told us that somebody was going to offer us candy and they're going to drag us into a van. But we were too worried about falling in quicksand. Right, says nothing has filled the void. I would imagine you have up there in Georgia, you have quite a few fast food joints. You probably have some really good mom and pop places too. We always try to hit something on the way there or back in like down. We come down 75 or 95. Usually we try 75. because then we'll stop at Carol's Meat Market in Carrollton. But we always try to hit a mom and pop place, if possible, for lunch or something. So I can't remember any of the names of them right now. Tri says, I think I'd be okay with political thrillers set in the past, but I do not care at all to read about today's politics for fun. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that doesn't seem like the thing, you know. Nick says, great, now I have to watch out for those quicksand pits under the snow. Yeah, and your imaginary girlfriend will probably be lost. Shelly in the house, everyone. Shelly. Did you tell them about the M&Ms you tried? Oh, I tried. My wife bought me, like the little small bag peanut butter cinnamon roll M&Ms. And like, what crazy person decided peanut butter cinnamon roll, let's put them together. And I'm going to be honest with you. They weren't great, but they weren't bad. I'd give them like a 6. I ate all of them. I'm like, oh, do you want to try one? She is like, no. But they tasted like peanut butter sprinkled with cinnamon. So I'm guessing they took one of their peanut butter M&Ms and then they just threw some cinnamon flavoring in it. Not bad at all, though. Not bad at all. Also want to tell you, Shelly, I took out meat for dinner. Chess says, I can't think of a worse theme than today's political climate or COVID, or when an author totally had COVID in the title of their recent book. I just scratched my head and thought, good luck with that. Yeah. Yeah, even if it's like a political thrill, like I'm not really a huge historical fantasy or historical fiction fan. Okay? I don't read many of those books at all. And so if you put a political thriller set during the Cuban Missile Crisis, I'm out. I don't want to read that. I'm out. Now, I'll read a history book. I'll read a nonfiction book about that. But I'm not reading your take on things. And I've read a bunch of political thrillers when I was younger, and I just didn't care for them. All right, so specialty M&Ms. Yeah, anytime M&Ms comes out with anything different, my wife's her ear to the ground. She's like, new M&Ms coming out. And then she'll go grab me a pack. And sometimes they're great. A lot of times they're awful. Last year, I think right around MondoCon last year, she got a bag of peanut butter and jelly M&Ms. I wouldn't even try them. Runaway Heathen in the house. Cold War political thrillers are interesting. Yeah, but I just can't get into it. I don't know, whatever it is, I just can't get into it. Right? It says, like they did with jelly beans. I guess. I haven't eaten jelly beans in forever. Like as a kid, I ate jelly beans, and then my dad only liked black jelly beans, which is gross. So we never snuck any of his jelly beans. Now my mother loved dark chocolate and Whoppers, and we would steal them all the time. Chad says, I'd rather binge Judy Blume books than anything political thriller or not. Yeah. Runaway Heathen says, peanut butter and jelly M&Ms are good. Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't like peanut butter and jelly. I don't like that as a sandwich. I don't like that as a combination. I don't eat peanut butter. This is my weirdness. I'm sure Chad's going to argue with me. I don't like peanut butter, but I like peanut butter cups. I like peanut butter M&Ms. I just don't like the spread of peanut butter. Everybody's like, oh, just get chunky. Chunky peanut butter is the same peanut butter and they throw some chunks into it. It's still creamy and it's a texture thing for me. I like the taste of peanut butter, just not as peanut butter. It's got to be in some form with something else. Chocolate and peanut butter, divine. Shelly says, I do. She loves her. This woman loves her tater tots. Renee Heathen says, different strokes for different folks. Right. like the TV show. Nick says, speaking of history, been binging that Lawrence Fishburne History Mysteries. Love the theories and when the commentators go along until the end of the theory and then call BS. Yeah, I love those. I think I'm caught up on. I'm caught up on those now, Nick. Well, it's like any of those shows. They're like I watched like Mysteries of the Abandoned or whatever it is, and they're like, what could these markings be? Could it be aliens? Then they talk about aliens for 5 minutes. No, it's not aliens. Could it be the Russians? No, the Russians haven't been in this area in 300 years. Could it be? Oh, they were fracking for an oil well. Okay, I'm like, or you knew that and you could have just said that in the beginning. Runaway Heathen says, I have to be in the mood for peanut butter. I can go months where it makes me want to hurl, and then months where I love it. That's probably for a few things. Like I'll say to my wife, I want this every time we order something. Then all of a sudden she's like, you haven't had pierogies in a while. I'm like, I'm done. No more pierogies. And then like 6 months, I'll be like, I'm jonesing for a pierogi. Ryan says, peanut butter and jelly M&Ms are a thing. I need those in my life. I think it was like they do like limited one-shots of stuff. So, I mean, you look them up and see if they have them out there. I don't know in your part of the world if they have them out there, but you give it a shot. Chad says, I've learned to tolerate your OCD food quirks. It's not like you hate cheese or something, right? In fact, our cheese drawer, because we have an entire draw, and it was getting a little low, precariously low. And my wife, the other day when she went food shopping, I'm like, wow, you bought like 400 bags of cheese. You got to have cheese in the house. Like, hey, we were down to like 30 slice of American cheese slices. Got to buy like 5 more pounds of that. Right, says, I can't do political throws, but tell me more about those M&Ms. Runway Heathen. You got Lorraine's brain stuck on B&J M&Ms. Runaway Heathen, sorry I just inserted myself. I saw you on Twitch and hopped. Oh, no, I'm glad you did. Thank you. And thank you for coming over here as well. I'm trying to build up this channel. I'm almost at 3,000 hours now. Feel free to watch all of my videos after the fact on mute in the background. I would appreciate it. Nick says, Shelly is wise beyond her cheese years. You know what? Yeah. If there's one thing that we're going to have in this house, it's going to be cheese. Because literally almost anything you can make, cheese makes it better. She made grits the other night. We did breakfast, I think Saturday night. I'm like, you know what? Breakfast. We got bacon. We found another bacon in the deep freezer. So we got 3 full things of bacon. Let's have bacon. We'll do scrambled eggs, bacon, and toast. She's like, oh, I want to make grits. Perfect. She made grits. She's like, do you want cheese in your grits? I'm like, yeah, sure. Because cheese goes with everything. Want cheese in your scrambled eggs? Of course I do. Want cheese on your bacon? Runaway Heathens, they are still for sale in the U.S. at Walmart and places. I can't describe them, Lorraine. A fruity peanut butter is more apt than jelly and peanut butter. That was like probably the only one I've never had. Like she's bought it, and I've just like, I can't eat this. I don't know. I just can't do it. Because even as a kid, my mom's like, I'm making peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm like, I just want a jelly sandwich, or I won't eat it. I don't want peanut butter. Yeah, because I was a weird kid. They are rich. Yeah, like the peanut butter and cinnamon roll ones. I ate like a handful, and I'm like, that's just too much. You can't just eat like the whole bag, which is weird for me because usually with anything, I just eat the whole bag. Or no, I can devour a bag of peanut M&Ms, but just a handful of these. Yeah, exactly. I'm a big fan of the coffee flavored ones, whatever those ones were. Those are really good. Most of them are good. None of them are like, oh, these are awesome. Like, oh, I'm going to eat these instead of eating original M&Ms or peanut M&Ms. You know what I mean? I got a bag of peanut M&Ms. Yeah, exactly. I just read that. Why am I reading that again? So I'm not getting a lot of writing in today, but I'll get my words in. Oh yeah, the coconut ones were really good too. My wife does not like coconut, so she was just like, "Yeah, I don't know." Nobody talks about Reese's Pieces. They're delicious. Reese's peanut butter cups, Reese's Pieces, happiness. Yeah, Shelly's a big fan of Reese's Pieces and Reese's peanut butter cups. As am I. Procrastination is part of the running process. Yeah, but at some point, I also want to write. Reese's Pieces are my favorite. Yeah, Shelly's a big fan of. So remember that, Chad, when you come to MondoCon in spirit, she wants some Reese's Pieces. Which is why I'm browsing streams and not running. Exactly. Hey, listen, you're preaching to the choir. I get it. I get it. Yesterday, I had a super, super tragedy. I'm sure once I tell you what it is, you're going to agree. We have cable, and I record on the DVR a bunch of shows, and I'm like, oh, Tracker comes on tonight. And then I look at the scheduled, and there's nothing on the scheduled shows, zero. I freak out. And I text my wife. I'm like, something's wrong with the DVR. We just got a new box like a week ago. I'm like, nothing's taped. Tracker's not going to tape tonight. Nothing's going to be taped. I don't know. I don't even remember all the shows. I tape 40 shows a week. What if I miss an episode of Ozark Law or Desert Law or Southern Law or something else with law in the title, but not Law and Order? I don't watch that. I just would not work. And she's trying things from her mom's and she's resetting the boxes, all kinds of nothing worked. But then last night she's like, oh, it works again. But then Tracker did not record. And whatever else I was recording yesterday did not record. Tragedy. Jess says, also, why is cheesecake the best of all cakes called a cake when it's built like a pie with a crust and filling and everything? Yeah. I don't eat cheesecake. Again, texture. I don't eat cheesecake because of the texture of it. I don't eat pudding either. I don't eat pudding because of the texture. Lorraine says, see, Shelly knows the power of chocolate and peanut butter. Yeah, it's a phenomenal power. It's an unrivaled. It's almost so powerful, it'll get away from you. Remember, Heathen, you don't see much writing getting done right now, so procrastinating is fun with the right crowd. Exactly. You know what? None of us are writing. We might as well enjoy instead of just like sitting around and moping and going, "Oh, I wish I was writing," because that's what I would be doing. I'd be like, "Oh, I feel so awful because I'm not writing now." I'm like, whatever. Don't tell Armand he's not typing. No. I also like when me and Chad talk to Peter Marsh because he hasn't met many people in the horror community. So we basically tell it like it is, and it's basically like, yeah, that guy's a jerk. Yeah, that guy's a fake. And we just more or less just ripped on everybody. Not in a bad way, not in like in a way that like it's not true. We're literally telling him the truth about people. It is more fun when I'm talking. Lorraine, tell my wife that. She doesn't agree with that. Sometimes she's like, "Are you done talking?" I'm like, no. No, I'm like, no, Lorraine says I'm allowed to talk all I want. Then I get Lorraine in trouble. Then she calls Charlie to put a giraffe head in her bed. Chet says, we're the guys Out on the playground telling the new kid who to stay away from. Yeah, pretty much. Not too deep. It's only 2 beers. The snow. The snow is only 2 beers high. There's the snow. Not 3 beers high. 2 beers high for Nick today. There's a closer of the imaginary girl over him, but again, notice her feet aren't even in the snow, and neither is the shovel because he photoshopped somebody else in that picture. Not even her. Wait, so Chad cheesesteak doesn't seem like cheese or cake. Yeah, it's a weird name. Charlie says giraffes are insanely expensive. How much would it cost if I wanted to buy a giraffe? I'm sure in Florida it's legal to own a giraffe. Charlie says the rain shaped like a cake, a full of cream cheese, delicious. Chad says, right, I feel like cheesecake should be called angel food pie because it's from heaven. Lorraine says cream cheese needs its own category, maybe with ricotta. Yum. I'm sorry, ricotta. Chad, also the girlfriend has 6 fingers on each hand. Totally right? It's made with cream cheese. Can you own a giraffe in Florida? Yes. You can legally own a giraffe in Florida, but it requires specific permits from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, strict safety compliance, and ample land. Giraffes are classified as Class 2 wildlife, meaning owners must have a permit, pass facility inspections, and document 1,000 hours of experience with the species. They require substantial land, often a minimum of 2.5 acres, to meet caging requirements. But a personal pet permit does not allow you to take the giraffe out in public. That's a separate license. And you also got to check with your local city zoning laws. Charlie, steal us a giraffe. I'll give you $50. That should cover it. It's legal around $250,000 for a giraffe. Wow. So you really have to buy a male and a female for $500,000 and then hope they have a ton of babies you can sell off on the black market. Lawrence says angel food cake is the complete opposite of cheesecake. That's why no one talks about it. Spongy air with a little vanilla and sugar added for good measure. Chad, Google, can giraffes pump their own gas in New Jersey? No, it's illegal for humans and giraffes to pump their own gas in New Jersey. Come on, I don't even have to look that up. A giraffe on the streets of Miami is the most Floridian thing. Tigers are banned, though. Tigers have been banned. Why would you want to get all these exotic, crazy pets? Like, people are nuts. These animals are not allowed as personal pets. Cheetahs, cougars, panthers, jaguars, leopards, lions, snow leopards, tigers, crocodiles, except for dwarf and Congo crocodiles, baboons, chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, bears, rhinoceros, elephants, hippopotamuses, Cape buffaloes, Komodo dragons, and hyenas. Can't have those. These you can have with the right license, but they are dangerous. African golden cats, bobcats, clouded leopards, alligators, dwarf crocodiles, goriza monkeys, langurs, giraffes, howler monkeys, African hunting dogs, coyotes, or as I like to say, coyotes, wolves, honey badgers, ostrich, Nixon's girlfriend. All on that list. And some things you're just allowed to have without anything. Domestic cats and dogs. I didn't realize that. Hamsters, guinea pigs, domestic rats and mice, cattle, horses, domestic pigs, poultry, peafowl, and llamas. Brent says, yeah, runaway heathen. I'll call you RH to save a little time. By the time I finish typing, the discussion has moved on. Oh, yeah, we are all over the place today. Yeah, thanks, Tiger King is right. Call you, not your mercy. Oh, my. Gets confusing when more than one conversation gets going, yeah. Wonder why you can't have a Komodo. Komodos are venomous and can eat small humans. Did I miss something about the giraffe? Yeah, you can have it, but you need a permit. Can an imaginary girlfriend pump her own gas in Jersey? No. Humans, giraffes, and imaginary girlfriends are not allowed to pump their own gas in New Jersey. I don't know how many times I got to explain these things to you people. Wonder if the lawyer up here in Jacksonville still is representing the that guy, Tiger King guy. Shelley dealt with that lawyer from several years because he was renting out a floor in one of her buildings. He was very proud that he was representing the Tiger King. I think I said the Lion King. That's a whole other thing. All right, what is the only fried fish sandwich worth ordering? For instance, that 2 beers high pick could be part of a coffee table book. Nick is a photographer. Nick should do a coffee table book. So this person tried 11 popular fast food fish sandwiches. This is the one he'll order again. The worst, Culver's North Atlantic cod sandwich. Culver's. Number 10, McDonald's Filet-O-Fish. What? Love a Filet-O-Fish. The Dairy Queen Wild Alaskan comes in 9. Number 8 is Arby's King's Hawaiian Fish Deluxe. I had one of those the other night, and I think those are delicious. Arby's Crispy Fish Sandwich is number 7. Number 6 is Popeye's Spicy Flounder Fish Sandwich. I can't eat the spicy. Number 5 is Wendy's Crispy Panko Fish Sandwich. Number 4 is Popeye's Classic Flounder Fish Sandwich. Number 3 is a Burger King's Big Fish. Number 2 is Burger King's Fiery Big Fish. And the number 1 fish sandwich, according to this person, Long John Silver's Fish Sandwich. Where the heck is a Long John Silver's anymore? Man, I used to, as a kid, we had one in Middletown, New Jersey. Long John Silver's. I remember going into Manhattan once when I was a kid to see my mother's father. And he took us to Long John Silver's. Not a fish fan, but I like shellfish. Let's see where Long John Silver's is. It's thinking. Ocala, 70 to 90 miles from this area. Other nearby faster options include Captain D's. My wife likes Captain D's. You know why? Because it's not really fish. We got to go all the way to Ocala for Long John Silver's. I'm not doing that. That ain't happening. Number one, Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. Delicious. So all the Red Lobsters, except for like one, have all closed here now. But you can buy their cheddar biscuits in like Walmart or Publix or something. Chet still has a Long John's. I haven't had Long John's since I was literally like, it's got to be over 40 years. Chad agrees. The cheddar biscuits are indeed fabulous. Lorraine says, I buy the gluten-free Red Lobster cheddar biscuit box. Runaway Heathen makes his own cheddar biscuits. A whole bunch of food talk today. Anybody hungry? I just had a ham and cheese sandwich. I'm good. I was like, even if it's like something I don't eat, I'm like, oh, let's see what the best egg salad is in the world. I don't know why. I don't eat egg salad. Cheza, throw some bacon bits in those cheddar biscuits. Runaway hit living on coffee. It's the way to do it. All right, you made homemade biscuits. You must be a Southerner. Do you only eat like? Are you a gluten free? You have to eat gluten free, Lorraine, or is it like your family eats gluten free? Nick's got some new weird diet thing that I'm guessing he's going to tell us at some point, so he can screw up MondoCon with some weird foods or something. Or by then, in another 5 months, he'd be like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. And I'll be like, oh, good. Good. Actually, I'm born and bred Montanan. Top 10 fast foods to grab if you're drowning in quicksand. I think McDonald's has got to be, right? McDonald's has got to be up there. You got to have. So I'm going to say a Big Mac. Number 2 is a Whopper. Number 3 is a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Those are my top 3. There's Frank. Hi, I'm not Nick. Charlie had to get a haircut. He's back. One of the giraffes gave him a haircut. 2 things. I'm waiting for Frank to show up. No primary colored M&Ms. Ray says, I can't remember the last time I saw a Long John's around here. Everything keeps getting knocked down to make room for something else. Yeah. Chad will find this interesting. Frank will. Nick might. Nobody else will. Did you see now that Vinnie Vincent is selling the complete album for $2 million? His Guitarmageddon album. $2 million. And then you own the rights to it, partial rights to it, and you can do whatever you want. You can sell it. You can do promotion on it. You can do whatever you want with it, but he has to have final say on it. It is absolutely ridiculous. This guy thinks that somebody's going to. How big of a Vinnie Vincent fan do you need to be to think that this is going to happen? I mean, I bought a couple of them. You'd pay $2 billion? Nothing but flowers. Wu-Tang Clan. Again, Vince, there's mold growing in Aunt Vinny's house for some time now. Well, he needs $2 million to clean up the mold. You can buy the individual tracks for $200,000 each also. $2 million. I don't know how many giraffes that is. That would be for 8 giraffes. You can buy 8 Giraffes or Vinnie Vincent's album. It's really a toss-up. Do you want 8 giraffes? I mean, I think you have to have an acre and a half per giraffe, so you also have to have a lot of land. If you buy Vinnie Vincent's album, you don't have to have that much land. Desperately chasing the spotlight. Dude, that spotlight ran away from him 30 years ago. Something is giving him some severe delusions of grandeur. 100%. Lorraine says, Montana makes homemade biscuits. Well, who knew there was more than bagels and rolls being made above Tennessee? I'd rather have the giraffes. If you have the room, yeah, you're in Montana. I think you're born with 400 acres each. Or west, Lorraine says. Frank says, the question is there a single person out there that will pony up the dough? That's the interesting part. Like, is anybody going to buy one of these? It's like, what's that douchebag guy who bought that Pokemon card for $5 million? Jake Paul? Is he gonna? He ain't gonna do it. He don't know who this is. I mean, all he has to do is sell one, right? All he's gonna do is sell one album. You know what? You sell one song for $200,000, you get rid of the mold in your house. But no, he said, my dad was from Louisiana, and my mom was from New York. Montana is the West. Or no, it says maybe that's why. Nick says, or Kiss presents Vinnie Vincent album, TM Gene Simmons Limited. Gene Simmons Limited. Jake Paul, yeah, that guy. That guy will buy it just to say he has it. Chess says you can give Gene Simmons $5,000 and he'll come to your house, grab your wife's butt, and leave you an M-sized box set. But Vinny thinks he's going to sell a bad album for $2 million. Yeah. Charlie says you'd have to have a large barn in Montana. They can't handle cold at all. Oh, yeah, you got to think about that, too. You got to put a bunch of space heaters in there and stuff. Lorraine says, I'm laughing here. Every single time someone tries to turn the conversation into something besides food, it keeps circling back. Food is the most important thing in the world. Or no, he says, yeah, too cold up here for them, and I don't live in the mountains, so not enough trees for the giraffes. Yeah, then you got to grow. Now you're growing trees. Now you're changing the weather patterns. It's just so much. You also see the other thing now that Christina Applegate's memoir is out or going to be out or whatever, and she talks about the night when she went on a date to some awards thing with Brad Pitt, but before he was the Brad Pitt, and she ended up going home with Sebastian Bach that night and ditching Brad Pitt. And my initial take on reading it is her thing is like, well, he wasn't the Brad Pitt yet. I mean, just some guy named Brad Pitt, so not a big deal. And then basically, and then she's like, but then I kind of felt grossed out when I found he had a long-term relationship and a kid. Well, it's back in because her book is coming out. So now Sebastian had to do damage control over the weekend because he just wants to talk about Twisted Sister and everybody wants to talk about doing that. But he swears that they only sat up and talked all night. And I'm like, yeah, Sebastian Bach is just going to sit up and talk with you all night. Troy says they're expensive to feed. Not if you plant trees. Frank says she talks about the thing that Bach talked about in his book published 10 years ago. Right. But now that she's putting the book out, now we got to talk about it again. Poor Abigail, she's really been going through it. Castwood in the house. Welcome in on Twitch. Most of us are over on YouTube Live. I'm on both. Nick says, wait, Christina Applegate is the front woman at Twisted Sister? Yes. I'm looking forward to see it. But she's only going to do the 20 dates, and then she's going to join Skid Row. So there is that. Yeah, Nick, ketchup. Yeah, ketchup. I don't like ketchup. Yeah, cat's up. Something like that. So listen, I don't know if you're getting any of this, but I am not doing a lot of writing. Actually, I've written 131 words. Yeah, cat soup. Oop, oop. We're getting some thunder. 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 Thunder outside. I'm drinking some coffee. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. Yeah, don't do Daniel Schneider like that. I did edit 10 chapters though, so there's that. I heard I was outed during a certain weekend writing session. What did somebody talk crap about you and Chad squealed on us? Thanks, Chad. I don't even remember. I know we talked a lot of crap about everybody. Lawrence says, got to go talk to you guys later. Have a great Monday. You too. And I will be on tomorrow. St. Patrick's Day event. I'm not going to wear green. I'm not Irish. Have a great rest of the day. Chad says, I praised Frank yesterday in his hilarious photobombing pics. Yeah. I showed him all the pictures you had with that crazy guy with the eyes from here and Dave the Snake Sabo and Charlie Benante, like talking to his shoe, and all those pictures. Funny, you look Irish. I only smell Irish. I don't actually feel Irish. Cheers, Keith says. Cheers. I thought I was Irish. My mother lied to us for 50 something years, and I told me I was Irish. I ain't Irish. Best part is going to call her tomorrow and go, hey, happy. Oh, it's just Tuesday for you. You heard it here first. Armand smells like beer and potatoes. I'll give you the potatoes part. I do like potatoes. The beer, not so much. Cabbage, probably. What time is it? Oh, I got like another 15 minutes. 15 minutes of not writing. Coming up. Yeah, that is a little racist. And that's what he was saying. He was saying racist things about you, Frank, yesterday, I think. I don't know. Well, you all did get a lot of writing in yesterday, though. We got a lot of talking in, too. A lot of telling Peter how it was. But anyway, my brother was convinced we were Italian and based his personality on The Sopranos. Did a DNA test and we're Dutch. So close. My mother always, we were Irish on her side, always Irish. Then I take the DNA test and we're Welsh and English on her side and like 400 other things because her family were a bunch of whores, like going back generations. And on my dad's side, pretty much Italian, Sicilian, Sardinian. But my mother and my Aunt Kim always swore we are. They always went nuts in the, let's make our Irish meal. Let's wear green. Let's do all this Irish blah 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 blah. I know a guy who thinks he is Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano and Batman. Oh, that's funny, Chadwick. Oh, it's gonna start raining. My wife is all excited. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna plant my lemon tree." I'm like, "No, you're not. It's gonna be 40 to 38 degrees tonight." I think I know who you're talking about, Chad. I think I know. We talked a lot about John Bowden yesterday too, but only good things. But nothing good about Frank. Yeah, very glowing things. I mean, the things were glowing. There was so much glow on them. You would think it was daytime. You would think the sun was out. You would think we were on the planet Venus. It was glowing so much. I got nothing. All good. So I keep getting drafted digital. I keep getting. They're doing all these different deals, like 99-cent deals and all this other stuff all the time. Yep, started raining. Ugh. So they're doing an April 1st in a series, $4.99 or less. I keep putting them in. I'm like, you know what? I'm not making any money over there anyway. Now I got like, I don't know, 8 books. You know what I want to put in there, Frank? Shocker. First in the series. Is it you think it's a bio and memoir, nonfiction, romance? Definitely YA. Chester, we had to say something nice about somebody. Chester, I try to go in wide once, crickets. Me too. I have like again a handful of books, older books that are no longer in KU, but they weren't making me any page reads anyway. And so every now and then I'll do one of these things. I'm like, oh, you you made $2 this month on this. I'm like, all right, maybe I would have maybe made $2 or not. I don't know. So there you go. Shocker. Shocker's put in for the April deals. There's some authors that just swear by it. They're just like, oh no, you gotta go wide, but you long term, blah, you're gonna lose a couple bucks now, but overall, long term, you're to make billions of dollars. But I'm like, no, you're not. All it would take is for one of these companies to just step up and basically steal what Amazon is doing. But their websites are awful. Their everything about them is awful, and nobody buys on there because everybody's buying off, the evil empire of Amazon. Blah blah blah. Well, you know what? Because of the evil Amazon, I've been able to do this for 15 years for a living. So shut up. Be dialing. Yeah, be dialing. I don't know what that means. It feels like I'm never get this southern gothic noir thriller done. But I don't want to rush it either. It's getting a little dark. I'm gonna put this light on. Let there be light. 10 more minutes, people. Well, that Lorraine here, it just feels weird, right? She's not allowed to leave early from now on. You're not thrilled about your throw. I like it. I'm just afraid. The fear is I'm gonna just write like I normally do. I'm like, hey, I did 2,000 words every day, and I'm just kind of rushing through it. I'm trying to think ahead. I don't want to outline, but I'm trying to give it more than let's figure out what's going to happen in this chapter. While I sit down, I'm trying to go. You know what? I am going to seriously. I'm going to think about what the motivation for these characters are, and what the next thing should be. And I've kind of gotten there. I know I could write the next couple of chapters, but I'm just like I don't want to rush them. I don't know. Just hard to explain. Plus, sales are garbage right now. Just really, I'm really negative and down on my writing. I keep seeing a lot of people are like, "Yeah, my sales are garbage right now," but I'm like, but I don't want to. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be garbage. She can't just abandon. Yeah, she did. She abandoned her post. Your fear is that you're going to write like you normally do. Doesn't that suggest what you normally do is wrong and you're aware of it? It's more of I want to try something different. I don't want to. A lot of times I'm just like head down, let me just write. Boom, book's done. Next. I want it to be more than that. I want it to still be a solid first draft. And I want it to be a little more than the pulp fiction that I normally write. I want it to be more like the books that I've been reading. I want it to have a little bit more, a little deeper character, a little bit more of a plot to it, and make you think a little more. I don't know. I guess that's the problem. So I'm not getting it. It's okay to be negative. It's not right. Oh, it is definitely okay today because I've been very negative for the last several days. It's the you ever get like the incense where it's like impending doom. Something is coming. You don't know what. And I feel that with my writing. I feel like if I did not have the YouTube building up, and if it was just like I'm relying on my writing only, I would be a mess. More thought provoking. Yeah, I think I'm like trying to make it more instead of just a bang 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 pulp fiction story. I want to give it more layers, more things to think about. Chess, I hear you, Armand. When you read, do you read it as a writer or a reader? I mean, do you dissect why something is working and why it's not? Yeah, a lot of times I do. A lot of times I like a single shot that I just read. There's a lot of really, really good ideas in that as a writer, I'm like, I would never have even thought of writing these things because I don't ever go that deep. I feel like I don't go that deep into my characters. I go deep enough that people, if you actually read it, you like it, but not deep enough where you're putting I want to go like an S.A. Cosby book where you read and go, wow, that I've learned something about people, and I don't think I generally write that, and I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. I like the stuff I write. I'm not saying what I write is bad. I like what I write. People who do actually read it, they actually like it. So I know that point I'm onto something, but I'm trying for that next step up. And maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I should just write the damn book, send it to a what do you call it, and just just then write the next book and the next book, and then just find an agent and find a bigger publisher and just kind of do it like that. I don't know. Chess, I ask myself questions all the time when reading, like, what is making me think about the book when I'm not reading it? Why is making me want to turn the page? I try to find specific. Exactly. If I'm reading something and I'm still thinking about that book, I put that book down. I read a few chapters at night, put the book down, and it's still in my head. And the next morning, that's still in my head. I'm like, why? What about this character or anything about this? And why am I still thinking about this? And I want to know because as a writer, I want to know. When I'm sitting down reading, I want as a reader, I am entertained. So for me, that's kind of that's the secret sauce I am currently looking for. Ironically, I'm right where you're at too, Armin. I want to give my books more depth and longer without making them boring. Yeah, it's just a as a as a as a creative person, you want to get better. You want to move up. And again, that's not to say everything I write I need to be this thing. I need this to be like this is the greatest book ever. No, I just for this book, I want this. I want to be proud. I want to look back on this book. I want to write this book the way I was proud when I thought I stepped up when I wrote the first Dirty Deeds book. It was still pulp fiction, but there was a lot more to it. There were deeper themes in that book, and that made me happy. And when it got picked up by Kindle Press, I was quite happy with it because of that. I'm often tempted to write a novel off the skeleton of a novel that struck me like that. Yeah, I mean, you want to find the bones, right? You want to find the bones of a story that you're going to be like, what, this is phenomenal. And what did they do to make this? And what can I do to make this my own? What can I do to make this a great story? Nick says, I want to know what love is. Frank says, I've heard people talk about writing that way. And here's the thing. This is the way I look at that, Frank. Then do it. You know what I'm saying? What do you as a writer, what do you have to lose? Nothing. Try something different. There's a Southern Gothic noir novel that I had started that it ran out of steam because I didn't get back to it within like a couple of months, and I need to go back. But it's the style of writing is completely different, but it's based off of another writer who does Southern Gothic books. And I was like, you know what? I liked him. I met him. He was on a panel at BoucherCon a couple of years ago, and I really liked what he was saying. I bought his books, and I loved them. And the way he writes is a little bit different. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not copying his style, but I want to write. I want to do my breakdowns like he does, shorter chapters, 2 or 3 points of view, and the same kind of. So I'm basically writing that one, which is a challenge, but I know I'll eventually get back to that one. Key says, I think as you reach for that higher ring on the publishing side, you will naturally become better. It's, after writing 500 and something stories, I want a challenge. I want something different. I could pump out a short story or two every single day, and I'm sure I could sell them, but there's no challenge in it. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I've been doing this long enough. I know what publishers are looking for. Okay, and I know because I'm so prolific, I can just keep sending them out. I'm not saying the first shot, but I can eventually get all these stories sold and out there. But am I as a creative person, would I be happy with that if all these stories that I wrote and I wrote with ease, would I be happy? No, I would love to get a book out there that I'm like, man, I busted my butt writing this book, and now it's out there, and a big 5 publisher or a big thriller company has picked this up, and I don't, that's what I'm looking for. Stephen Graham Jones talks about looking at novels like a bunch of vignettes being put together. What's the Chuck Palahniuk? His thing is, I say there's 50 chapters in my book. I wrote 50 short stories with the same characters. Each chapter is a short story. That's how he's writing. That's how he writes that book, which I think is pretty neat. Frank says, for that is a time investment thing, but yeah, now when I've got nothing going on is the time to do crap like that. Exactly. Now's the time to start a book like that and figure it out and go, you know what, this is my thing, Hey, so then you get to MondoCon and you're like, you know what? I just finished up High on Yeti and the companion High on Sasquatch books. It's based off of a phenomenal, perfect book that I read. Chess says, what is starting to help me right now is reading mostly incredibly talented storytellers and less garbage, more classics too. You want something to be really proud of. Yeah, exactly. I'm proud of everything I've put out in levels, but I guess you want that, the great American novel, right? Wasn't that always the cliche? I want that book that I'm known for. I want a book that I'm known for not by 200 people, but by 2 million people. And I'm not saying, hey, I just want a ton of sales. I do want sales, but I want it to just be a book that people talk about. I want it to be a book that when you go into Facebook groups, they're throwing my book out. I want it to be so big that people start to hate it. I want to be Colleen Hoover. I want to be that I've sold so many books now that everybody hates me. And yeah, I've been just reading a ton of Southern Gothic crime thriller books. I've been reading a ton of things that I want to aspire to, and they're great stories. And I'm like, man, it's crazy how many great books are out there, and not all of them are known. It's nice to be able to say. It's nice for you to go, hey, I read David Joy. Read a David Joy book. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna now, because when it comes to stuff like that, I trust you. I don't trust you with music, movies, most anything else, Chad, but I do trust you with books. So there you go. Something to think about, right? Let's give them something to talk about. Probably one of Nick's favorite songs of all time, I'm guessing. That being said, I'm going to jump off now. It's raining. It's gloomy. There's thunder. Or as the band Thor would say, thunder on the tundra. Giants across the land. Chess, I almost feel like Southern Gothic noir is kind of like the new pulp. It's simple storytelling with a working man's prose. Yeah. And I dig it. I completely dig what they're doing. I get what they're doing. And that's why I just read A Single Shot. And I was like, this is just a phenomenal book. This is what I want to write. Such a simple idea. And that's what I want to write. Glad to find the stream. Have a good afternoon. Thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. Thank you for adding. Yes, it's pretty much a country song, Frank. That's pretty much what you were writing when you're doing Southern Gothic noir thrillers. You're writing a country song. 200-word country song. 200-page. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I should be back tomorrow. If not, happy St. Patrick's Day for those who celebrate. And I will definitely be back Wednesday, and we will do this. About a guy who loses his wife, tractor, and dog. Pretty much. That's pretty much you've just described A Single Shot. Phenomenal book. Go watch my review of it. Watch it 3 times. I reviewed the book and the movie. All right, everybody, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we're going to do this again several times. I have to go right now. I have to go to the bathroom. I just drank a lot of cinnamon roll coffee. Bye, Frank. Thanks for doing a Nick and coming in late, though.